Hello, everyone. This is A of Branco. We're having a kind of a cartoons, etc. Review. I'm going to have my co-host Joe Dan come on in a second. But first, I'm his co-host a lot of the times, and we kind of switch back and forth. But I just wanted to say thank you for following me, being a part of what I do. If it wasn't for you guys all along, I've been doing this for about 13 years. If it wasn't for you guys pushing me along and sharing my material and my cartoons and being there along with me on this ride, I probably would have stopped a long time ago. Well, maybe not a long time ago. Anyway, I'm going to bring on Joe down here and have him talk about some of these cartoons, and his videos are really great too. And you can catch him at Intellectual Frog Legs. Great videos, funny, entertaining, informative. So let me bring him on now. Hey, Joe Dan, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, doing great. You know, you were talking about starting out and you were thinking to people, we started at the same time.
We did.
Know? And that, I think that's one of the reasons that you and I connect is we're both kind of demented or extremely demented in somebody's case.
Right.
But, no, it's been a lot of fun.
It has been.
We started during the Obama years, both of us.
Well, he was my motivator. I mean, some of the things, ridiculous things he was doing, transforming the country and all.
Yeah, we were warning everybody back then.
I was. And look what's happened.
You know, I used to do stuff with Glenn Beck's people. I'd submit videos over there.
Mm-hmm.
And his managing editor was Scott Baker, and he said, "You can't use the word communist."
Oh,
I'm like, "That's what they are, dude." And
yeah,
he said you're going to make the liberals mad. I said, but anyway, that was way back then. But anyway,
well, they are Marxists. I mean, more and more people are using that word because they're right out of the Marxist playbook with a lot of this stuff. So. And it isn't all the Democrats, but most of them. I think the Marxists have taken over the Democrat Party.
It's all the elected Democrats.
Yeah.
It's all the elected. They don't dare, get out of line. The last one to do it was who? Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah.
Remember what happened to her? And then they called her a Russian.
Yeah. a Putin conglomerate or something like that. Yeah, for sure. Well, I wanted to go through some of these cartoons with you, if that's okay, and you can kind of pontificate on them. And
I was kind of busy, but go ahead.
Yeah, check your schedule.
Okay.
I was going to play. I was going to show a couple of these cartoons, and what I just came out with this a couple of days ago.
Hey, Beverly. Sorry. Saying hi. You got people in the room, done. Cricket Murray and Salvatore.
Oh,
Thomas,
cool.
Isabella.
We're definitely going to hit some of the. We're definitely going to hit some of those comments today and get people's perspectives, if that's okay. So let me see if I can find what am I trying to do here. Always see here. Grandpa's trying to run some technology here, so just bear with me. So, thoughts on this one, Joe? Dan?
Dude, that's it. That's perfect. Like they're saying there, somebody just mentioned, Bill, your cartoons are right on point. That's exactly what Budweiser did to America.
Right there.
That's it. But the thing about it, they're playing up like they're this American company. They've been a Belgium company since 2008.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a fact. I was looking at the company that bought them out. It was actually a hostile takeover.
Really?
And Bush did not want to sell out to these people. And the fact is, that's when our government should have come in and protected our American icon business. But that was under George Bush, and they let InBev, as they're called, InBev, out of Brussels. And they came in hostile takeover. I'm not sure how it worked, but look it up. You'll see.
Yeah.
And they were Budweiser. Well, the original owners tried suing their way out of it. Didn't work.
Doesn't work. And they're trying to backtrack. They're trying some conservatives are trying to let Budweiser off the hook on this Bud Light fiasco.
No, oh yeah, Don Jr.'s one. What the hell's wrong with you, Don? You know what? We have to stand. We have to make a stand. Yeah. And every time they say, "Oh, come on, take one more step to the left. Take one more step to the left." Well, just one more. Not. It's just one more. It's just one more. It's just one more. We're up against the damn wall. Hey, well, we can't go any further left.
Incrementally, that's all. That's the progress. That's what Democrats talk about and leftists talk about when they talk about progressive. It's progressive, little tiny steps, but they never go backwards. So,
and it actually is going backwards.
Absolutely. So, I'm going to show another one here. This one we showed last week. Kind of my thoughts on it, anyway. So, those of you who haven't seen it yet, this is my thoughts on it. But we'll take it down.
And that's exactly, see, that is it. We got to make our stand. We got to tell them to kiss this. It's time. We're not budging anymore because we're the conservatives are the only ones that ever compromise, and that's not really compromise.
And notice too, and you said that Bannon in the War Room spoke of this being a grassroots movement.
Yeah,
it wasn't organized. People just stopped buying it. I mean, lots of people stopped buying it because of them putting a transgender woman on the can. They didn't put a soldier on the can. They didn't put a working man on the can. They didn't put a working woman on the can. They put an imitation woman on a can, which a lot of people were just outraged at. More outraged, I think, at the fact that they aren't in touch with the heartbeat of America or majority of Americans. They're going off. It was a sign of being woke, and people, I think, are really getting tired of this woke stuff.
Yeah, but you know what this is right in line with? Nobody told us to shut down Bed Bath & Beyond either. Mm-mm. They came after Mike Lindell, and look at these box stores.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's still thriving because he loves America and loves God. It's amazing what that combination will do.
Yeah,
but yeah, and then that's the same thing. Nobody led that, like nobody's leading this Budweiser effort.
No. That brings up this video that we did, and you helped me kind of tailor it a little bit. The video.
This is a very tender song, very hard.
Let me hear.
This is a very tender.
I can't hear the sound.
Well, that's never sounded so good.
I know. I'm working on the sound. For some reason, there it is. Is there sound? Okay.
Not yet.
No sound.
Click the sound button.
I did. Wow. There was sound the other day when I did it.
Oh, it's there, but the volume is extremely low.
Yeah.
You want me to give you my version?
Give me your version, and I'll play that.
Hang on. Video file. Well, it's cool to be so organized, isn't it?
I know we're on top of everything, but it is kind of a relaxed feel. I mean, it better be.
Chill, man. Okay, it's up. I got it in the box for you.
Oh, there it is. Okay, let's try that. Might be on my end.
This is a very tender song, very heartfelt. So grab your Kleenexes and try to hold it together. I'm going to try to hold it together too. So. All my exes changed their sexes. That's why I'm drinking Coors Light in Tennessee.
Hey. Now I can't hear you for some reason. Uh-oh. I can't hear anything. Somehow it got...
Oh, okay, my bad. Can you
Oh,
hear me
did you
now?
turn your mic off?
Yeah, I don't tell everybody everything.
Repeat yourself. We'd like to know what was going on over there.
No, I was just saying how good that video was, and oh, and you know one thing is that Branco's an accomplished musician. I mean, this dude's been playing for a long time. Were you an Elvis impersonator, or am I lying?
Years ago, I dabbled in a little Elvis impersonation for a couple of
Branco,
years.
Elvis is in the building.
Thank you very much.
There you go. Get your guitar, man. Get your guitar.
Yeah, I got to dust the cobwebs off of it at first. But
can y'all hear us now? Can you hear me now?
yeah, I hear you great.
I can hear you.
Let's go through a couple of comments here. You're better at seeing. Let me see what this guy has to say. Oh, Sam Bradford just wouldn't be real live without
Mute Gates.
Turn up Joe's mic. He's really low. He did. Yeah. We hear you. Oh, good. I don't know if that's good. I guess it's good. Yeah.
Well, it depends.
This bud's for you. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to scroll up to the top and see what we got.
Okay, scroll on, my man.
Okay. Hey, Branco, your comics are great. Thank you very much.
So they started drinking before they got here.
Yeah. Have another course.
Have another toddy, yes.
Love your work. Thank you, Beverly. Appreciate it. Love sharing your spot on work. Thank you again. See, I don't put up the bad ones. I just put up the good ones. Just kidding.
Yeah,
haven't had any bad ones yet.
The same two over and over.
Thank you for all your amazing cartoons. All right. Whoops, I put on the wrong border. Well, I'm going to hit another couple of
Cartoons.
Cartoons, yeah.
That's
Here.
okay.
All right.
See, I'm like your Ed McMahon.
You're
or you're Larry Bud. I'm the Larry Bud Melman of Ed McMahon. Do you remember Larry Bud Melman?
Somewhat, yeah.
He used to be back in the 80s when David Letterman was funny.
Oh.
He had that little old man on there, Larry Bud Melman.
Let me. I'm trying to think of which one to do. Let's talk about this here, because.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. I'm going to pull it up. StreamYard, what we're casting on right now, doesn't make it really easy to interchange with videos. Plus, I'm not really technologically on cue, but I try. I get better at it as we go, right?
Oh, you're a whiz. You're a whiz, man.
I'm a whiz. Okay, this one just gets me. This issue, it's
that one is so spot on. That one is so spot on. And in fact, I saw somebody had stolen this cartoon. Your name had been removed,
right,
and they changed the stuff. I get so mad. I always call them out.
Thank you.
You guys see somebody messing with Branco's stuff, call them out.
Yeah, it's kind of rude. It's like me going to their job and telling them how to do their job, or, interrupting their job, or whatever they're doing. Yeah, I don't like it. I think it's rude to mess around with somebody else's artwork and creation. It stands there because of the way they intended it to stand, not the way you think they should have had it stand. It's like going into an art studio and start painting on somebody's work. It's like, I think he needs a little more.
I think I can fix that. Let me put a little mustache on Mona Lisa there. She looks a lot better.
Yeah, but this issue's getting kind of out of hand, I think.
It's sick. I mean, it's sick. And then what Biden was, I don't know if it happened. I saw that they were going to send a bill to his desk to protect women's sports.
Yeah.
And he's going to veto it?
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're a crazy Marxist, I don't get that. That's just, but they're sick.
Yeah.
They're twisted. Well, China owns Biden, 1,000%, and they're making him do this stuff, and then they're sitting back laughing.
Right. They don't do this stuff in China.
No, they don't.
They wouldn't tolerate it. They're not wokeifying their military, and they're not allowing men to dress up in dresses and walk around. I bet you there isn't a general in the Chinese army that wears a dress.
No,
not a male general.
Not alive.
No. And that while we're worrying about that stuff, while we're worrying about transgenderism, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and all that kind of thing, they're building up their military, and we're focused myopically on this social stuff, this social testing, and putting it into places that it just doesn't belong. This is a mental health condition. It's been evaluated that way by top professional psychiatrists, and now even some of the psychiatrists are starting to bend on that because they don't want to be ostracized. But I just feel it. But when it comes down to it, we really don't care if you're a man and want to dress up in a dress and pretend you're a woman. We don't care. We don't care if you're gay. We don't care about any of those things. But when you start injecting it into kids and confusing kids in their genders and allowing them to mutilate themselves before they're even 18, 13, 14-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 5-year-olds, that's where the sickness goes beyond anything that normal, rational people want to even contemplate. It's a
satanic agenda.
It feels like it. Yeah.
I mean, they're going after the children.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. No, you don't. You don't go there. You're not getting there.
No. No, and basically, what this cartoon was about is just to try to shed some light on what it basically is. Mentally ill men with a gender dysphoria are going to be going into the bathrooms of your little girl. I have an 8-year-old, and if I saw a guy in there with her, I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably be in jail because
especially up where you live.
Yeah,
in that liberal state.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, but it is. I mean, I am not going to refer to a man who's pretending to be a woman as anything other than a mental patient. I mean, you need to call them a transgender. They're a mental patient.
Yeah, and we don't need to be involved in their fantasy. We shouldn't be forced legally and through the legal process, forced into their fantasy and agree with their fantasy.
Well, but they want us to pretend too. Oh, let's all pretend. Yes.
You pretend with me and you join my fantasy, or we're going to cancel you and we're going to sue you,
or we're going to throw your ass in jail. Okay.
For sure.
And then, but you're talking about that deal and that he's a grown man bouncing around like a little 12-year-old girl.
Yeah. Yeah, getting.
And Budweiser's like, good idea.
That'll sell some beer.
And they showed that woke chick works for Budweiser, man.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh well, our brand was kind of stale. It was the #1 brand on the planet. Well, let's just go for those guys and those toxic masculine, But did she get fired?
I don't know. I don't think so. And that's the problem is they're not suffering any repercussions for bad choices and bad decisions.
I'd send her ass to Siberia.
Yeah.
Like,
Remember that?
Come sell beer to some penguins.
Remember that guy, that CEO that came out with the new Coke? and they lost millions over that thing. They came up with a new Coke. They changed the recipe of the old Coke Classic, and they came out with this new Coke, and people boycotted it. They didn't like it. They didn't want it. If we wanted a sweeter Coke, we'd go with Pepsi or Dr. Pepper.
Yeah,
And they fired him. But of course, he was probably white and straight. So
yeah, that's back before everything was woke. We were run by a bunch of Marxists.
yeah, absolutely. But Isabella, thank you.
Oh, by the way, did you see the new $1 bill?
Oh no, let me see what.
Hang on, I think I got one here. Here it is, the new $1 bill.
Yeah. Thank you, Isabella. I adore your cartoons. Please keep them coming. I'll do this for as long as I can before they shut me down or come and get me or whatever it is they do these days with conservatives. So, anyway.
Speaking of Ron DeSantis, doesn't he have a sister named Candace?
Candace Sanders.
Candace DeSantis?
Candace DeSantis. Boy, that's a tongue twister, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why they fought a lot. They fought a lot.
Hey, Bill, thanks. Your cartoons are right on point. I appreciate that. What do we got here? Antonio, as always, I enjoy the characters you have to work with. Have a great day. Yeah, people say, where do you come up with this stuff? I says, Washington, D.C. is full of cartoon characters. I mean, really?
He's right. You have this knack about drawing people. Like, you have a cartoon of Janet Yellen, and it's just the back of her head. And you know who it is. And like, how the hell do I know who this is? Do you have that? I'm sorry, but it was just, how do I know this It's a cartoon. But it's amazing. You can just come in and just nail somebody. Whether it's John Kerry or Nancy Pelosi or Hillary Clinton or Obama's ears.
Yeah. Well, you find those identifying characteristics, and then you kind of accentuate them a little bit.
Yeah.
And I also try to get the expression and the feeling about their face that looks into their soul, the way I interpret it anyway, that kind of try to put on their face what you see inside of them, Like,
yeah. Well, you're not being you're not flattering the person.
No, that's not my job.
I remember you drew one of me. I look like a fat Chinese dude.
I warned you.
Yeah, you did. I haven't asked you to draw another one, have I?
If you want to win friends and ostracize people, draw a cartoon of them.
Did you say you had a girlfriend or something once and she made you mad and you drew a cartoon of her?
That's going to be in my autobiography someday.
Oh,
if I do one.
An autobiography, not a book about a car. Autobiography.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. That's a funny story. I'll tell it sometime.
Yeah. You don't want to make Branco mad. You don't want to make him mad.
Hardworking class is what makes a country great. Keep up the great fight. We will. You will, Dan. Joe Dan, won't you? With your videos?
We totally. We're not stopping.
No.
And the thing about it, we are here because we love our country. And there's so many people in the media that I've met, and they're just opportunists. And these people know what we're talking about. You can tell, you can see them. But anyway, we're not stopping. Because I got a grandson now. I know I'm just way too young and pretty to have a grandson, but it's true. I'm fine for him. Fine for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm terrified for what they're staring at with all this crazy AI stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, I have an 8-year-old daughter, and I have a bunch of grandkids, and I have a 40-year-old son who has 3 of my grandkids. And like you, I'm really concerned about what we're leaving behind and where the country's going, because all I see is Marxism has infiltrated almost every aspect of our bureaucracy and our government, our learning institutions. and it's like nobody's stopping it, and a lot of people, your basic voters, your friends, your relatives of mine, have no clue what's going on. They'll holler at you. So where did you get that? Fox News, and they're just ostracized or just completely out of the picture as far as what's going on with the border, what's going on with China, and I don't think they want to know. And sometimes I wish I didn't know.
So much of it is hidden because the traditional media covers nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend of mine. We went to school together. She's an attorney. She's smart.
Yeah.
She had no idea about what was really going on. She'd drive by, get a little CNN. She was a non-political type person.
Yep.
And then and she hates Trump. Hates him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what did he do to you? I mean, how can you have such a visceral hatred for somebody like that? And I said, what did he do? Well, he's just so, the insults that you hear on TV. And I said, well, personally, the only thing he ever did to you was make you wealthier, isn't it?
No. What part didn't you like about him? You didn't like the way he secured the border, how he handled China, made them pay their fair share, how he handled Europe, made them pay their fair, brought back in the industry, brought down gas prices, oil. Was it the oil independence that got you mad at him?
But with somebody like that, you can't attack everybody. Because some of these people, they're ignorant by accident.
Yeah. Right.
And if you kind of just pull them a little bit. So I've been working on her for months. And she's finally come around. She got vaccinated and all these different things. But you know what? It took months, but I got her. And I didn't do it by yelling at her. No. I say, well, yeah, I understand why you think that, but you're wrong as hell.
Yeah, getting in a big all-out brawl verbally.
You're not going to make any headway. You're not going to make any headway.
No,
pissing somebody off.
You know what I found talking to people, communicating through Facebook and text. I found that if you disagree with them, they think you're yelling at them, and you're just kind of stating a fact. You're not upset. You're not mad. You just say, well, this and that, and they get mad at you, thinking that you're mad at them because they don't know how to translate. And it's hard on text because the reader pulls out of it what he wants to pull as far as
whatever mood they're in. Well,
yeah,
I'll guarantee you, I've had this where you like send a text to somebody. And you mean it just, so nice, or somehow they're like, they take it the wrong way, and it's like, wait a minute, whoa, but yeah, that's a problem with text and all this AI stuff. And
right.
So,
well, I want to get into a little bit about the taxes here, if I can.
What time's the show start? What time are we going to start the show?
We're starting about 5 minutes.
Okay. I want to go clean up first.
But anyway, this is a pet peeve of mine because it's man, the amount of taxes I had to pay this year. I've been paying a gob of taxes, quarterlies all year, and then my wife's paying in taxes, and and then at the end of the year we owe more taxes, and then my property taxes went up on top of it. So it's just.
I think a lot of the same stuff's going on in Arizona too. They're trying to give their citizens some breaks.
Yeah.
And the Democrats, they don't care.
No, Minnesota is just one of the states that is running a surplus, but yet trying to raise taxes. Minnesota had a $17.5 billion tax surplus, and they're proposing another tax increase. And see, it's never enough with these people. They take a little bit and they want more, and they do the same thing with regulations. They take a little bit and then they want more and more, and it never ends with these people, like I said.
Well, Minnesota, didn't they just become one of the first states to start having those Muslim calls to prayer or some crap? They better not start that shit in my neighborhood. Excuse me.
Where's the beeper button? Got to get the beeper
Yeah,
button. This is a
pardon.
family show, damn it.
I'm
Oops.
sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're
My
fine.
bad.
I'm sure that there's a few people that haven't heard that word that are listening right now or watching.
You know, I was, did I tell you, I saw a guy at Walmart with an oxygen tank, and he was wearing a Air Supply t-shirt.
That's not funny.
Irony.
Yes, it is.
It's ironic. It's ironic.
It's ironic. Yeah.
Ironic. Yes.
Yeah.
It was like they said, my friend, they wanted me to go golf, and they said, "What's your handicap?" I said, "My arms are too short." Like a dwarf. Remember?
Yeah. Here's a long one. Here's one. Thank you for your love of the country and efforts to remedy the wrongs being inflicted by dum-dums. People are working to stop it, but they won't allow people like you to connect with people like Greg Salmon, Sawyer, Ben Owens, Charlie Ham, Flanders Fields. And it goes on here. I hope you reach out to them, and feel free to reach out if you would like to an introduction. Okay.
He wrote that better than you read it.
He did. Yeah, he did. He did.
Just
I'm reading it. I'm reading it blurry because my eyes are not focusing on the. I'm reading it blurry. You're probably better at reading these than I am, Joe.
Well, you know, I wouldn't say that, but you can.
Jack, I supported Trump until he suggested that he may act outside the Constitution.
Did he?
I don't recall that.
I remember, but did he act outside the Constitution?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No. Trump talks a lot.
Yeah.
Trump makes us scratch our heads a lot, but he keeps his word. He took down the Bush dynasty. He took down the Clinton dynasty. He increased everybody's wages. No wars. You know, he said something, big deal.
Mm-hmm.
You tell me a politician that matches his record.
Right.
No way. The only man to ever go to D.C. and leave poorer.
Right.
No, hell no. You got to be with Trump.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be with Trump.
Well, he's the only guy I can see that can do it the way a non-politician, a politician can't. He doesn't think like a politician. A politician looks at a problem and they try to figure out, how can I use this issue or this problem to get reelected? If I solve the problem, I'm not going to get reelected. But if I pretend like I'm fixing the problem by doing this and doing that and raising money for it, I can get reelected or I can advance my own career. Whereas a businessman like Trump, he looks at a problem and instinctively he tries to solve it. That's just his nature. It's just a businessman nature. You see a problem, you try to solve it so you can move on to the next thing.
Well, you saw how many times over his career in the 80s with Oprah and other talk shows where they would say, are you ever going to run for president? No, not unless I have to. No, not unless I have to. He didn't run till he was 69 years old.
Yeah.
This was not, and he didn't go. Did he go to get rich? No. Did he go to get famous? No.
No, he's the only politician that became less rich after he went into politics. Yeah. Look at Biden, how rich he is from the Chinese and Ukrainians and all these countries that have gave him a bunch of money.
I'm sorry, I've had some allergies and stuff. I'm starting coughing and hacking, so that's why I turned my mic off. Don't want to embarrass the family too much.
That's all right. What do you think of this one?
Oh, France. Oh man, you know what? I like that evil look you put on that face. They look like sharp teeth, probably about almost as sharp as that knife going in Uncle Sam's back. And I like how you have the Chinese stars up there on the red part of the French flag.
Absolutely.
Very apropos, my friend.
Try to get as much information about what I'm trying to communicate within the least amount of clutter possible.
Yeah, that's dead on.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was kind of cheesy of them. I don't think they know they're playing with the devil here.
But
Do
he's
they?
doing the same stuff to his own people.
Yeah.
They've got, and that's the thing about all these Marxist leaders of the Trudeau and Macron and they're all from that global, what the World Economic Forum, and but the thing about it, the important thing about communism is you don't need intelligence, you just need obedience.
Absolutely.
And these guys do exactly what they're told. Exactly what they're told.
Absolutely. Yep, and you got Brazil, you got many parts of Africa, many different parts of the world are leaning. You got Iran, of course, and then Saudi Arabia leaning towards China, and it's undermining our dollar. And if they go to the yuan, our dollar isn't going to be worth near as much as it is now. That's the thing that holds up the dollar a lot is what's going on with the world being the common dollar being the common denominator with everything. So, if I'm using the right language,
I think you are. It's kind of above my pay grade. I know that I've heard people that I respect say that if the dollar loses its global what's the word? The global
currency. I don't know.
Yeah, when it's no longer the global currency, that would be like us losing a world war.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that's
detrimental.
It would be
detrimental to us.
So,
I did not like how the Republican handled the election after funny stuff went on. I threw the letters from both in the trash with a lot more trash mail.
Because most of the Republicans all the Republicans in leadership are trash. That's where they belong. And that what's her name? Rona Romney McDaniel. Did you see she had a raise? She started out 4 years ago or 3 years ago making about $100,000 a year. Now it's over $400,000 a year.
Wow, $400,000 for losing elections.
Yeah, and then there's like 165 RNC members, 3 per state.
Yeah,
and those are the ones who vote for Rona. That's where the Republicans, man, they're horrible. But we've got to get rid of them. It's going to be tough. We got to get rid of them. We have to defeat them.
Right.
We may not. We probably won't be able to get rid of them, but we can defeat them.
Well,
but they are the worst. They're Democrats. They're freaking Democrats that have infiltrated the Republican Party, like Mitch McConnell.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of our
money's done it too. They're corrupt with money. They don't want to lose their funding, and they're lining their pockets. So
and look at the age of all of these senators in their 80s, and I mean, and the founding fathers never intended people to die in office. I mean,
they didn't intend for it to be the way it is. They intended it more of a do a couple of years, go back to the farm or go back to your business.
Yeah.
They didn't intend it to be a career, because that's what. And I just saw somebody make the comment that we need. What was that comment? I'd throw it up there again. Term limits. Yeah, that was Arch Ron thinker.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I agree. So
that is so necessary. If I could go back in time to talk to Thomas Jefferson, term limits. Trust me on this. And the other thing I would say, call Congress something besides lawmakers, because that's all they do. They don't unmake laws.
Well, that's just it. Especially with Democrats, they never extend out or extrapolate what they do or the cause and effect of their bills. Like, how is it going to affect 10 years down the road? Where are we going to be at with the policies that they're enacting today? Some of them have become disasters. Yeah, some of them are disasters. Like Gavin Newsom with doing away with fossil fuel engines by 2035, but he won't have the grid to support it. and he wants to take out gas stoves, but we don't have the grid to support it. None of that seems to be contemplated or figured into their plan.
Care. It's all about control.
Yeah.
If they get everybody on electricity, that's more control.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's about control. Everything. And it's about control right now. They don't give a damn about control in 20 minutes or 10 years or the consequences.
Yeah.
I mean, look at their cities. Look at ours and look what they've done. I mean, it's unrecognizable.
Right. Speaking of cities, speaking of crime, I'll put this one up. This hits close to home for me because I drop my little girl off every day at school. She's 8. She's in 2nd grade. And every day I think about this.
Public school?
Yeah, public school. And every day I think about this. I think about, are they securing the schools enough? And I know that a lot of parents think about this every day. If they just took just a small amount, fraction of what they're sending to Ukraine and the waste that they're spending on stupid stuff across this country and put it to securing our schools, a lot of parents would sleep better at night or feel better while their kids at school. But you know what? I don't think Democrats want kids to be safe. You know why? Because that's how they get their gun control legislature through. Every time you get a dead kid, every time somebody dies from a gunshot, it's another, they're reaching for another gun bill, because the ultimate goal, I believe, is to make you totally defenseless and not have the ability to defend yourself. That's
exactly. Just like we were talking about a minute ago, it's all about power, their power. And as long as we're armed, they can't take, they're limited to what they can take.
Absolutely.
But so you have to go to. So does your daughter's school have gun-free zone signs?
No, I haven't seen those. Those
are,
and they're fairly, and they're secure in the sense that they lock the gate, and they have a bell so where if you want to go in the school to pick up your kid, you have to identify yourself and you have to ring a bell and identify, and they got to know who you are.
Well, it sounds like you got a pretty good, you got a better than average school.
Yes, yeah.
I've seen schools that have these ridiculous gun-free zone signs. I mean, my God, it's like putting a sign on your house. I don't have any security and lots of cash.
Putting a sign on your house, say, "Come on in. I'm defenseless."
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Please don't rob me, please.
And the statistics don't bear out to what they're trying to do, as far as gun control and as far as new gun laws. A lot of the accidents, a lot of the things that have happened, these new gun laws that they're proposing wouldn't have stopped it. And you're not going. It's funny how Democrats, they think that, got these drug laws that haven't stopped drugs. They've gotten worse. What makes you think that guns aren't going to get worse if you try to outlaw them? Just the only people that are going to have guns if that happens is people that are going to commit crimes or assault you with them. That's it.
Well, the people, like you said, people, they don't think down the road. They don't care. It's just all about power. And this thing about the guns, just remove the signs. And you're right, they don't care. No. Their goal is gun control. And if it costs a few kids, so be it.
Yeah.
Gotta, if you're gonna make an omelet, you gotta break some eggs.
That's what I say. Yeah. I'm gonna take this one down. See which one? Yeah, there we go. Okay. What we got here? What's coming up in your video? When are you gonna have a video out?
Well, we're gonna have a new frog legs out in about a couple of weeks.
Well, you got sick, so you were kind of down for a little while. You couldn't
but
you're looking a lot better, I can say that.
Well, I smell better. Thanks.
I can't tell from here.
Well, good. Now, it won't be long. It's got one thing that we're doing, and Branco was a part of this, we're doing a little game show. I don't know if y'all remember from the 70s, the old game show Match Game, like Match Game 77. We're doing a little, and it's just kind of fun and bizarre. But MAGA match game 23, and so we got Branco. We have Chef Harry. Chef Harry's making his debut as the contestant, and Joe Hall from the Gateway Pundit. He'll be there.
Yeah.
And anyway, it's fun. We got a couple of cool. Oh, we also have Captain Deplorables coming by, the guy who does the impressions of Trump.
Oh, that'd be fun.
The skinny guy with the beard. Nice.
That
kid.
should be fun.
He's actually from New York, and he just moved down to Nashville, down here to my neighborhood.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
well, I don't blame him there. New York. Wow.
he lived, I think, right on Long Island, man, in the city. Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, you imagine? You couldn't pay me to go to New York. No. Well, maybe I can go real quick, go in and out, maybe. But I would think about that. It's like what's that? Escape from New York. All those weird movies are all coming true. We're like this really bad science fiction movie, man.
And it is. I mean, look at all these cities. These Democrat-run cities are just disasters.
The homeless. You see tents everywhere, drug needles and poop, and it's like,
Yeah, San Francisco. I remember as a kid and growing up, that was a pretty city. That was very nice. It was awesome.
Yeah,
I hear you don't even want to be there now.
Well, you got homeless people playing doo-doo hopscotch.
Did you see what happened in Chicago? All those hundreds of teens ransacking stores and beating up white people, and I don't know if they were just where's all this white supremacy violence that Biden was talking about?
Yeah, well, they were there because of white supremacy.
Oh, it's their fault.
That new mayor is even more of a lunatic than that. Yeah. What's her name? The Lori Lightfoot.
Oh yeah. She was nuts.
The fish lady.
But this isn't going to get better because it's our electorate. Our voters are just nuts. I mean, they're not educated in what's going on. They're watching MSNBC, The View, CNN, and if they're watching any news at all, and then they just look at the world differently. The voters are allowing this to happen. Who would?
I don't believe. I believe that the Dominion. I believe these voting machines are having a big part of it. Impact. And we will never know the impact. We need to pull those sons of bitches out. We need to destroy those machines.
Yeah.
Because if we don't, we're going to end up with total communism.
Mm-hmm.
And that, well, they started in 2004 with those machines down there in Venezuela. And when they turned Venezuela, which was a beautiful, rich country, into a socialist hellhole.
Eating zoo animals.
And look what's happened. Instead of us putting out that socialist fire down there, it's spreading, and it's spreading because they're using this freaking technology. Everywhere you have those machines, communists win. Ooh.
Yeah, let's see. Let's connect the dots.
Get rid of them. And we have election day. We have election month.
Yeah. Yeah, bring back paper ballots. That's what France did.
Well, Mike Lindell's doing something. He's a hero. He's a hero. And I think a lot of this stuff coming out about AI is going to really help our argument against the machines.
Yeah.
I think it's all coming out at a good time. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you brought up a good thing about it. But Marxism has infiltrated everything. People don't realize it. These Confucius centers across the United States and our higher learning institutions, they're in the bureaucracy. They're in the FBI. They even had their own police department in New York. And everybody kept saying this for a long time, that Chinese have a police department in New York. And finally, just the other day, didn't they get busted?
I think they said there's 5 Chinese police stations in the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's really funny is when you talk to the average friend or person, they have no clue that any of this is going on. And it's like you're fighting an uphill battle because they're just not informed. And I don't even know, like I said earlier, I don't even think they want to be informed.
No. So, you know what? Arch just posted about Fox News, that Dominion and Fox News settlement.
Yeah, they did.
And you know what? This stinks. You have two entities, Fox News and Dominion. Both of them hate Trump. Both of them are trying to say that the election was not stolen. This is going to give them ammo to pretend like there was no stolen election. They'll use this lawsuit. They'll say, oh, let's look at this lawsuit. Look what Sean Hannity said. Look what Laura Ingraham said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess Lindell, he's inviting him to sue him.
He's begging them.
Sue me. I'll show you what's inside all of this. I'll give you all the paperwork, all the papers, and all the evidence you need.
He's tough.
Yeah.
And but anyway, it's going to be a battle. But there's we got to keep fighting.
Right.
There's no other choice.
What is your thoughts on this guy here?
Oh, Elon. He's done some great stuff.
Yeah.
But his allegiance is a gray area.
Yeah.
And for example, he's talking about all this free speech, and I think it's great. I like how he's exposed some of this stuff. Personally, my account is still shadow banned, and it's more than shadow banned. I've been stuck at from 11 to 13,000 followers for 4 years.
Yeah.
4 years. I get 300,000 on an episode of my show over on Twitter. And on top of that, I'm not allowed to advertise. And I haven't been allowed to advertise for 7 years before and after Elon came. And then they have this new thing about subscriptions. I'm not allowed to do that. And it's like, dang, man.
Yeah.
But
it loosened up for me a little bit on Twitter, not much, a little bit. It started bumping up as soon as Elon took it over and they started cleaning house there. It loosened up a little bit, but still, it's not near what it could be. I still feel like I'm being shadow banned there, and things aren't getting out past. I think there's a little bit of a barrier themselves. I've got Elon here. I know that he did all this for free speech and to try to advance free speech and to expose the government and expose some of the corruption that was going on at Twitter. And he did that, and I commend him for that. But I still think there's some things going on in Twitter that he needs to still fix if he's serious about it.
Yeah.
But we have Facebook here. I mean, we know they have censors that are censoring. I just was censored the other day again. On a cartoon. A cartoon. A cartoon is an opinion. It's not totally supposed to be something you get your information for to support your fact.
Caricature of information.
Yeah, character. There you go. Good point. Caricature of information. So Elon trying to get a little free speech going there. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with some of the things that Elon's doing, but I don't know if it was it you that said that he's trying to please too many people?
Yeah, he wants everybody to like him. He wants to be everything to everybody, and it's impossible.
Yeah.
It's impossible. He can't do that. So, I mean, I think it seems like he wants to do the right thing, but it's my understanding. I'm no expert on this, but it's my understanding that most of his capital right now is coming from China. Yeah, because he's got all that Tesla stuff over there. And I mean, I would love to see him do more good stuff. But you come out and you promise free speech. Even in fact, over on Tucker the other night, Tucker called him Mr. Free Speech. And I'm sitting there with this account that I'm not allowed to advertise. I'm just crushed. But it's happened to a lot of Trump supporters, a lot of MAGA. I know friends who have hundreds of thousands of followers, and they'll post like chat by CC. CC's our buddy.
Yeah.
She would tweet, and she's got 200,000 or 300,000 followers, and 5 responds, five interactions.
Right. Yeah, I have about 42,000 42,000 on Twitter, and I barely get what I used to be when I had 30,000. And so there's something wrong there.
I'm back down to 12,000.
Yeah.
I mean, I got up to like almost 20 a few years back, and then they knocked me down. One day I came up, I had several thousand gone, and but then for the last 4 years I've been stuck between 11,000 and 13,000.
Yeah.
It's a joke. It's a joke. And then, but Elon, that's my small business. And you got Elon, who's a billionaire. I want him to get his damn foot off my small business's neck.
There you
Because,
go.
we're doing pretty good with Frog Legs by going around that. But this is the platform to advertise a digital product.
Right.
And I'm not allowed. And I want to know whether they won't tell me why. I'm like, and I've written to them. I've been so respectful, and all I get back is this AI gibberish, and
Yeah.
it's infuriating. And then hear people say, "Oh, Mr. Free Speech, oh." Kiss my
You impersonate Elon really well. Hard to tell you apart right there.
yeah, well, it's the accent.
Yeah, the accent. I was saying,
But while we're talking about social media, real quick, Getter is better than I thought.
yeah,
It has. I was really pleased. I mean, because as I'm getting frustrated, and then Truth Social is my main go-to. Truth Social, and in fact, I've got more people over on Truth Social following me in 13 months than 13 years on Twitter.
me too.
I mean, it's amazing,
Right.
But on like Getter, there's a lot of people like Bannon and other people like that. But the cool thing is they have this feature called Getter Live. And so
I tried that today. I tried to get it hooked up. I just couldn't get it to work. It kept giving me a 404 ban or something, 404 error thing.
We'll get that there. But as far as going there just as to watch, as somebody just using the platform, you'll see the War Room up there. You'll see Right Side Broadcasting. You'll see all these different shows. Some of them are live. Some of them, and then you scroll down, some of them are replays. But, because I like watching all these different shows, and then I'll have to switch them on Rumble. Let me switch over here to Real America's Voice. Let me switch over, whatever. And the other night when Elon was on the Tucker, the War Room, they were actually broadcasting it, and while everybody was chatting, it's really cool. So I'm going to try to build my numbers over there and kind of get away from Twitter. Twitter sucks.
Me too. I think, hitting a couple of these comments. I get all of AF's post.
I'll be right back.
You can call me Tony if you want. See, we got another one here. See what says: legislation, reputation are needed to promote truth on this internet. We're still in internet infancy. Okay, that's Jack. And this was a little earlier. I bet Zuckerstein has you shadow banned on Facebook. Yeah, he does. He has me shadow banned, restricted too. They took a few of my cartoons down. They restricted me. Now I just put up this cartoon today, actually, and it's still up as far as I know. So we'll see how that goes. If any cartoon, I think they would have taken down the Facebook cartoon I put up today, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that's sad about Facebook. And they sucked us all in. Come on in for free speech, and then they shut the door behind us.
Yeah, that's it. They gave everybody a microphone. And he says, free speech. Everybody's welcome to the stage. Everybody's welcome to the arena. We each get a microphone. And they got everybody happily talking to each other. The liberals weren't too happy because of the conservatives. And they went on, and everybody got used to it. Everybody built businesses based on the microphone they had them at. And then all of a sudden, they come along and they ripped out every conservative's microphone right out of his hands.
2015 to 2016.
And then said, you still have free speech. And we can do this because we're a private business. We can loop you into the corral, but then take your microphone.
Yeah, and everybody knows every private business has a portal to the FBI. You know?
Right. Perfect. Yeah. So anyway,
I started my show on Frog Leg. I mean, on Facebook.
Yeah. Me too.
Without Facebook,
Me too.
I wouldn't have. I don't think I would have made it.
Me too. I was getting 800 to 1,000 comments a day. I was getting hundreds and hundreds of people sharing it from there. I barely get 10 comments now. Barely 30 or 40 people sharing it. And I know it's just because they're not seeing it. I get comments all the time saying, I haven't seen your cartoon in months. I don't know why. I'm trying to find out ways to go. I just tell them to go to Truth Social. If you want to see my cartoon every day, just go to Truth Social.
Yeah.
I have about 200. I have 201,000 followers there. So my reach personally is a lot better than it was at Facebook or Twitter or any of those things. So I just tell people to go to Truth Social. I have my friends going there and try to help them get followers and be able to spread the word that way.
Wow, that's amazing. You have friends.
Yeah. They're my friend. I'm not sure about me being their friend, but they haven't got to know me yet. So, any final words, Joe, Dan?
No, man, just everybody's got to we just got to stay focused. And some people get mad at me and us when we goof off, tell bad jokes and that sort of stuff. You have to laugh sometimes.
I love bad jokes.
Yeah, I mean, bad jokes are my lifeblood.
Bad cartoons are my life, but
you can't walk around looking like you're smelling a fart all the time.
No, miserable. Yeah. You got to levitate it somehow. That's what I like about your videos. You do a little bit of serious stuff, and then you do some comedic film clips that just make you laugh, and you comment, and then you get serious, and then you levitate again, and then you're laughing again. So it's kind of like this up and down flow with your videos that just keeps you glued to it the entire time.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been it's I try to keep people uplifted, and because like right now, it's easy to be down and pissed off. And, their life's over. You got to fight. Get off your ass. Get off your ass. Mm-hmm. And one thing I want to add is, you remember how back in 2015, 2016, even in the 2020 election, a lot of people, I'm voting for Trump, but they're not anymore. Trump voters were getting loud, and we all need to get loud.
Right.
I mean, any Republican challenging Trump right now is sponsored by the establishment, hands down. Whether it's DeSantis, whether it's Tim Scott, Nikki Haley, all of them.
Right.
Trump is our guy, and the American people know that. That's why he's crushing every poll. And so anyway, I just want to encourage people: don't be shy, don't be afraid to stand up for what you believe, because you'll be surprised at how many of your neighbors believe the same thing.
Yeah. We got one. This is the last email, or this is the last message. A.B. Merle. We love you, Branco. Please don't stop. Maybe I'll open a Truth Social account. Yes, do. And you'll find me there somewhere.
A.B., we would expect to see you over there. Don't make it hunt you down like a dog.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you guys, thanks a lot for being there. Thanks for sharing the cartoons. Thanks for hanging out with us. Go over to Intellectual Frog Legs and check out Joe Dan's videos. They're hilarious. They're fun. They're entertaining, and they're informative. So please head over there. And again, thanks for hanging out with us. Say goodbye, Joe Dan.
Goodbye, Joe Dan.
That's what I like to hear. That's what I like.
All right.